the original Sabres, when they pulled the handle, the seat went backwards. And a bloke flying in the aircraft, Flight Lieutenant Allen, over the beach at Anna Bay, he went to bail out and he didn't lower the seat. So when he fired the seat, the canopy went backwards and it hit the top of his head and the aircraft crashed and he was killed. Then they decided that they would put a 30mm spring-loaded bolt and fire a hole into the canopy, which weakened the canopy, and it did. The first bloke to bail out was Mick Mather. He was the group captain at the time, and he was leading a flight from Williamtown to Nowra across to Canberra and home. And he was merrily flying along, and he had the other aircraft stacked behind him at 500 feet, and all of a sudden his number two said, "What is your airspeed?" And I looked down, I said, "Clear the aircraft, or clear the air behind and take the flight back to Williamtown." And the young bloke said, "Why?" He said, "Because the engine stopped and I'm jumping." And they cleared in the air, and he pulled the stick back and got to 800 feet where he bailed out. He went out of the aircraft, he said a windstorm hit him and the seat tumbled, and he looked up and the parachute was open. He thought, "You beaut, I'm going to survive this." He had been forced to land in the Western Desert. He had been a lot of New Guinea work there, and he even did a full tour of bombers out of London. He thought he'd be done. He looked down there on the ground and there was a big red bull. So he hit the ground and the canopy was blowing along, and he was trying to remember to pull the shroud rings in. Eventually he got them in, and a farmer come up and made sure he was okay, and eventually everything worked out okay. But when he got back to Williamtown, the safety equipment worker said, "You're the first one." He said, "What do you mean the first one?" He said, "You're the first person to go through the canopy." And he didn't even know anything about going through the canopy at that time.